You know, this year, Oklahoma has had no shortage of negative national media attention from what some call outlandish laws coming from our legislators at the state capitol.
Now, we elect our lawmakers to pass bills that are constitutional. But in recent years, so many of Oklahoma's controversial laws are being challenged and in some cases struck down in court.
Tonight, News Channel 4's Abby Broyles investigates why some believe your tax dollars are being wasted on these bad bills.
It's taxpayer money that won't go to your children's education. It won't fix the streets you drive on, and it won't make your family any safer. Instead, it's tax dollars going toward the legal defense of bills passed by our state legislature.
It's not our job to pass constitutional laws. If I had a quarter for every time I've heard that in the last 7 years that I've been here, I'd be pretty well off.
Representative Corey Williams is one of many who will tell you too much time and money is wasted on legislation that legal experts say would never survive in court. He was a staunch opponent of the Sharia law bill.
Over and over, I heard that I was for radical Islamic terrorists to be tried in Oklahoma under Sharia law, which could not have been further from the truth.
That bill became law for about 48 hours before the lawsuit started. Last year, a federal judge ordered the state of Oklahoma to pay the attorney's fees for the people who sued. It wasn't cheap. Taxpayers are still funding the payout. It's more than $300,000. The Attorney General's office is responsible for defending state laws that are challenged in court.
There are 17 lawyers here at the AG's office who do this work. In years past, they defended about 5 Oklahoma laws challenged in court a year. Right now, they're defending more than a dozen.
Very rarely, the Attorney General will say, I cannot defend that statute in good conscience. I agree it's unconstitutional.
Former Attorney General Drew Edmondson defended Oklahoma laws for 16 years, even when he knew he would probably lose.
I went to the Supreme Court in 1996 and defended a statute that all 9 justices decided was unconstitutional. But it was an academic exercise. You make the best argument that you can and hope you sway some of the court.
The AG hires private attorneys when certain expertise is needed. A spokesman for current AG Scott Pruitt told us they don't keep a running scorecard of the money spent, but we found the legislature recently gave that office $5 million for private attorneys hired to work just 2 cases. Now, some lawmakers are calling for more transparency on how and where the money is going.
We should be able to get that information. What this is telling me is that it's a large number, and the public would probably be shocked to learn how much it costs to defend these laws that lawmakers know are unconstitutional.
A question you may be asking is, why do lawmakers propose these kinds of bills in the first place? Many say it gives them something to brag about on a campaign flyer, something to hang their hat on.
Anytime a polar wing is actually in charge of the legislative process, whether it's on the right or the left, you're going to have more legislation passed that push the envelope on constitutionality. And we've seen a lot more of that in recent years.
Right now, the Republicans control both houses in the legislature. Since January, several lawsuits have already been threatened with the rise of bills targeting the gay community. Some fear the lawsuits will continue to add up unless there's a big attitude shift in the legislature.
What the authors of these pieces of legislation are saying is that they don't care about that they want to make a point.
We're setting ourselves up for lawsuits. We say that we don't like attorneys in this state, and we pass tort reform, and we do this, that, and the other, but we keep plenty of attorneys employed suing and defending the state.
So how do we stop the wasteful spending? Experts say perhaps the only real remedy is you, the taxpayer, holding your representatives accountable, thinking long and hard about your pocketbook the next time you head to the polls. Abby Broyles, News Channel 4.
Since we started investigating, the current AG's office answered very few of our questions.
Now, the House Budget and Appropriations Committee is demanding those answers too. We'll continue to follow it.